All right, fellow kings. Racing, bringing out the Ventana Hill Circuit Race 2021. This is the 45 plus 1-2-3 field, and we are about 2.5 laps to go. The field's all together. This is a climb section here. Kind of levels off, dips down, and then it kind of kicks up one last time before the descent. Looks like you got looks like Sean Bagley of Oak Racing sitting on my wheel, and it's the guy from Chowchilla last week, Ladovic, I think, if I'm saying his name right. I talked to him, I guess after this race. Good dude, super strong. So here's a little move up that last kicker. It's kind of a headwind on the top here, so it was really hard to get away. I think Jason Griffith went off the front solo, I think twice. I think, well, once we almost brought him back, and then he kind of surged out again, and we brought him back. But otherwise, it was there was a lot of moves, but everything kind of seemed like it was covered or just couldn't quite get away. This is the downhill section. This is a fun downhill. I know we got probably over 40 miles an hour on this little descent down into the finish line. You see some pads up there on the right and left, trying to keep it safe. There was some like mile marker signposts in the road. Tried to pad it kind of along the racer's line. But it was a safe day of racing. We had one mishap, and it was super scary. Ryan Kaler, he got pushed off his line, off the road, going into the sprint, and went down a ditch. And thought he was going to ride it out, and then he went over the front of the bike and flipped, and so. Otherwise, that was literally the only mishap all day. So really good day in that regard. This is one of the, I don't think that's Jason. I think that's one of the other Thirsty Bear guys that was putting in work. That might be.
Did you go last time?
That is Jason. Apologize. So yeah, I was I was hoping it was Bell Lap, but yeah, now we actually saw two to go now, so we got this lap in the next one. So you kind of come through the roundabout, and it's just kind of just slightly kind of a long drag, and then it just kind of kicks up a little bit, but it's enough to, you really feel it. So I think that's Rick in the red on my wheel, and I'm sitting on the front, but I mean, I think I'm turning like 160 watts right here. So trying to recover, waiting for someone to attack, and I think they come up the left side of me here in a sec. Here, up. And that usually means someone's attacking, and the person staying up doesn't want to have to cover it, so they yell up, hoping someone else does. I jumped on his wheel. He's strong. He was in the three-man break with me last Saturday at Chowchilla 2.0. But there just wasn't enough going on to kind of get separation. So this is kind of a little cross headwind left to right here, so I'm trying to kind of stay sheltered. I think that's one of the cognition guys. Cortex guys. Yeah, there's two of them. I think they're both named Phil. Strong guys, strong riders. They had some big hitters in the 45 plus. You got Jerome Nadell, and you got Bart Clifford, Sean Bagley, Jason Grayfath. It was solid. So it kind of tops out, and then a little bit of a downhill, and then we got kind of one more little hill here before we get to the highest part of the course, and then the long descent down. And so yeah, I was kind of hoping like there's three of us here, let's work. And I think it was Jerome was in this one. I think that's who's on my wheel. Let's see. Maybe it's not Jerome. Regardless, though, I'm like, I kind of felt like we should have tried to keep this thing going and open it up here before the descent. But we kind of fart around a little bit, and they're just right there. So, not going to have any breakaways on this lap. And then here's the last little, where through this cut is the descent. So descending down into Bell Lap. This is a cool course. Like, I think we're going to try to do this next year. Granville Homes, they own the development, minus the 8 or 10 houses that are sold. And they were really cool about kind of helping us get in here, talking to the homeowners, the HOA association, and I think if we could get in just like a month earlier. It's so green up here in the wintertime. Like all these hills are where it's just kind of golden. They're usually just lush green. It'd be cool if we could get in like, I don't know, maybe March or April, just a few weeks earlier. It got pretty warm in the afternoon. There was a breeze, but it'd be fun to do this next year and maybe just, I don't know, maybe mid-March to late April, somewhere, or mid-April, somewhere in that window would be ideal. So, got to figure that out and see if we can get that on the calendar. But this was a fun one to race. About as much work to set up as the other ones were, but I think we're just kind of. This is the third race we've done this season that we've put on. There's Bell Lap, so we're now into Bell Lap. And I think we'll try to get a DJ music and kind of liven it up next year. We're a little bit kind of conservative on how we plan this one out just because COVID and didn't want to get flack for doing too much fan-wise. But I think at least here in the Fresno Clovis area, we're moving pretty quickly back to kind of, I guess, normal or pre-COVID stuff. And so, and this is a private complex, so we don't have to get a permit to do food. We had a taco truck and stuff, and I think like a smoothie truck or trailer. So it was a good time. So we're kind of coming up the hill here. This guy was strong, but I just kind of sat on his wheel and he kind of towed us up the hill. It was nice. He's one of the Thirsty Bear guys, but I think Jason was pretty. I think he was kind of their chosen rider for this race, but just couldn't get away. And so I think he would have been kind of used up at this point in the race. So just thought, man, I wonder if I could get away. Just kind of, even on the last lap. Yeah, the Pro 1-2s just lit this course up. That was a good race. I just raced once today. It was we were a little short-handed on volunteers, so I was kind of running all over the place, making sure we had all the flaggers covered and all that stuff. So I just did one race. So this is my only race of the day. I had ambition to do this and then the 35 plus and the P12, but I was a one and done guy today. So everyone's just kind of waiting to pounce here. I mean, look how we're fanned out 4 or 5 across the road here. I think I might have put in a little attack here on one of these hills. My legs felt pretty good today. We got some pretty good fitness going. So they start to go, and then I just like, I wonder if I can get away if I just kind of drop the hammer. And so I kind of do, but man, I get up here and this headwind is it's just brutal. Um, and again, this is Bell Labs, so everyone's kind of going all in. But I just thought if I could just, uh, but I couldn't quite get separation. But you can see at least it's strung out, and I think we kept it pretty lined out into the sprint. Um, I kind of did a little fake out of the saddle right there. But I think that's Jerome coming onto my wheel. I think I'll get a little closer at some point. Let's see here. So this is kind of the final sweeper. Here comes the Cortex guys, Phil and Phil. They rode strong. Let's see. So I kind of slot in behind Jerome. That's Bart in front of me. We've got a guy just off our wheel. Like, I got Bart's wheel. I call dibs. So here it kind of goes to sprint and kind of come up the inside. I felt good, but just they were pretty far up the road. I was kind of starting to close a little bit, but I ended up taking third in the field sprint, third overall. That was a fun race. Uh, I'm sure I could have probably rode a little better than I did, but all in all, I was pretty pleased with it. Really strong field. So that was my 45 plus 1, 2, 3 race, and I don't know if I'll post the whole thing. I'm pretty tired, but anyway, thanks for watching.